Hello everyone, Useful Engine 11 here, and I know it's been a while since my last little video, but I decided just to take a little break from doing a few videos and just focus on a few other things. But besides that, let's get on with today's video. So in the last video, we took a look at all of my updated engines. Well, here, if I zoom all the way out, here are all of my updated customs. At least I think most of them. I'm not sure if I update any more customs, but if I do, I'll make sure to at least maybe quote them down in the comments or something. Well, anyways, guys, so we got a lot of updated customs here. I think I'll take all these out of the way, and same with all these. I think we'll focus on the engines all over in the back there. So I'm gonna move Harvey and Winston back really quick because we're gonna take a look at these two customs. So these are my updated custom rocket and big tender engine. Or I'm not really sure. Probably it's a hybrid tender engine now that I think about it. And if you guys are gonna put down in the comments that it's not a real locomotive, guess what? It's not. Now it is. So let's take a look at my rocket, which I named Aaron. So let's zoom in a bit. So what I did was I put a silver rim around the funnel. I gave Aaron some lining in Sharpie, and I also did Sharpie around the wheels because I thought it'd probably look good. That's basically what I did to the engine himself. What I did to the tender was basically the same thing. However, I switched his coal load with another engine that you'll see later, and I gave him the silver Sharpie on the. I detailed his wheel guards right here with silver Sharpie, and just to make it look realistic, I added a little shovel right there. So that's basically it for Aaron, my OC rocket. So yeah, let's move him out of the way, and then let's back it up for this tender engine right here. So let's see. What I did was, so let's start with the tender first. What I did was I put silver Sharpie around the tender wheels, sorry guys, I can't get my words out today. I put silver Sharpie around the tender wheels as well. I also put silver around like where the water is held, and then right here where a ladder's supposed to be, I decided to add that on the back. So that's basically it for the back. Then over here, I added lining, which looks very nice. I think this tender engine looks the best. I put silver around the wheels, which looks absolutely just splendid. I did it on this side, and then over here we got a piston, which I did in silver. So yeah, basically a lot of silver Sharpie on these customs. So yeah, that's it for my two OC customs. Let me move these out of the way, and let's move in Harvey and Winston, but I'll put Winston right here. So basically, the only thing I did to Harvey was I detailed his funnel. I did it in gold Sharpie, and then like a little bit around the wheels. I would have painted it yellow, but I thought gold would probably be better. So that's basically it for what I did to Harvey. And then for Winston here, oops, he came off the tracks. I just detailed like his window here and in the back with silver Sharpie, and I also redid around the wheels with silver Sharpie. So that's basically it for my OC customs and my two Thomas Wood engines. So let's move on to the next few updated customs. So guys, now we're gonna take a look at the Guardian of the Magic Railroad, i.e. Lady. Now, what I really did to Lady was that I redid her wheels. Just a little bit. You guys may not be able to tell, but that's basically what I did on the wheels. And then over here by the windows, I gave a gold lining around the windows. So that's basically it for Lady. But yeah, I think she looks pretty great for a custom of her. So let's move her out of the way. Let's get on to the next few items. So let's take a look at two Railway Series characters. Let's take a look at Mallard and Alfred, aka 98462. Anyways, let me push Mallard over to the side, and let's take a look at 98462, since he was in the first Railway Series book in Edward's Day Out, yet he only made a cameo. Anyways, the only thing I did two things to Alfred. So what I did was that I redid the wheels, the driving wheels, and the tender wheels, and then on the tender. So remember when I was talking about that I switched the coal? So Alfred used to have this coal, and my custom OC rocket had this coal, and it just looked a little awkward. I don't know why I did it. This coal looks a lot more better in this tender. So let me just move this out of the way. And yeah, so I just switched the coal around, and that was basically all I did for Alfred. And the rocket, of course, but we already just looked at him. So let me move Alfred out of the way, and let's make some room for Mallard. Now, Mallard is another story, guys. Let's be completely honest. If you look at the last video that Mallard was in, which I'm not really sure, really, you'd have to take a little search to see which video he was in last. But, my gosh, I really gave him an overhaul, guys. No joke. Anyways, let's take a look at Mallard. So basically, the only thing that's really stayed the same was the nameplate and the wheels. But Mallard just went over a complete overhaul. I redid his front buffers, and then I gave him a whistle up here. I redid his cab windows, and I gave him little handrails over here and over here. So I redid his handrail. I completely repainted him in a nice lighter shade of blue. So the 4466 on his cab here. So if you all remember, I had made my own homemade customs like nameplates and the L and the R and all that stuff. But it was just not working for me. It just didn't look good anymore. So I completely ditched that. I ripped it off, and I glued over here and over here. I redid the windows. I redid the cab windows right here on each side, and I did a white line down here and curved and filled in a little black spot there. So yeah. That's it for Mallard himself. Let's take a look at his tender. Of course, the tender remains the same. Of course, I like the whole body of Mallard. This got a complete overhaul, and I redid where the water goes, and printed out the L and the R, and then did like little handrails so the driver and fireman can climb in more easily. So that's basically all I did for Mallard. I think Mallard looks very awesome. For an engine that I gave a complete overhaul to, I think he looks excellent. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next two items. So guys, I wasn't sure really what to show off next. I mean, I could put it in two categories. I got an RWS diesel and a diesel that was seen in the islands like Sodor's, History, and Railways and all that. But I decided to put them both together since they're diesels. So here we got Fred and the Sigurd of Arsdale. Even though one's a narrow gauge diesel and one's a miniature gauge diesel, I decided why not show them off in the same setting. So let me move the Sigurd of Arsdale back, and let's move Fred up here. So what I did to Fred was I made him a little bit shorter. You see, he used to stand like his chassis. He used to stand on a cardboard chassis underneath here, but then I decided to get rid of that, and I decided to use his like little Lego chassis. I did his lamp here. It used to be a Lego, but I decided to do it silver. And then super glued the lever on here. And I think it looks pretty good. And I redid the vent over here. So that's basic, and I kind of detailed the number 9 a bit. So yeah, that's what I did to Fred. So let's take a look at the Sigurd of Arsdale. Now, I will be completely honest, guys. Like Mallard, the Sigurd of Arsdale got a complete overhaul. Let's go. So guys, my first impression of the Sigurd of Arsdale, it was just not good. But now I look at the my Sigurd of Arsdale model today, and I'm like, whoa, I did a great job. So guys, let's take a look. So basically, the roof stayed the same, and so did basically all the windows around, like on the front here, and then the back here. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, that stayed the same. Now, I took 2 different types of blue. I took a dark blue, and I took a light blue, and just went all around. I also, redid the windows, and I gave her a red buffer beam, and on the front and the back, and I gave her that, and I did that little V shape. And next, now I was gonna save this for when I wanted to make a custom Lexi one day, but since I realized that I'll just probably ask someone to commission to make a custom Lexi for me, don't know when that be, I decided to take a Lexi face and give it for the Sigurd of Arsdale. And I will say, it actually looks very nice. It fits very well, too. Then, what I did was, I added extra details, like the silver handrails on each side. On each side. And then I printed out her nameplate, Sigrid, and the Arsdale. So, yeah, I will say, guys, the Sigurd of Arsdale was a pretty hard one. So, basically, the Mallard and the Sigurd of Arsdale, out of these 2 customs that I've modified. For this being my first custom, and this being my second custom, really, that I've ever really shown off on my channel. So, I say I did a great job overhauling both of these guys, and I think I did a pretty good job updating Fred a bit, too. So, guys, let me move Mallard back over here. And then let's get the Sigurd of Arsdale and Fred out of here. And let's move on to the last few items that we have. So, guys, even though I got, just 5 pieces of rolling stock, well, actually, now that I think about it, 4 pieces of rolling stock right here, I'm going to split it up between coaches and trucks, or freight cars, really. Anyways, I only got 1 coach that I modified, and that is Victoria, from the Railway Series book, Thomas and Victoria. So what I did to her, what I did to Victoria, I gave her a little bit of I gave her half of a overhaul, but also, half of just a recondition, really. So I redid the back here, so I redid her front, since Victoria faces backwards, I have her facing, so I have her front up here, where engines can pull Victoria behind, and she faces backwards. And then I redid the line here, but then I redid the doors. And then her face is the one thing I really did the most. I gave her buffers right here because I didn't do that the first time. And then I gave her eyelashes. You see, my original custom of Victoria, I really couldn't see her much. I couldn't see her face much, and I didn't think you guys could either. But I didn't ask for you guys' opinions about that, so I decided just to go ahead and re-update her anyways. So I redid her nose, redid her little smile. I think I might need to redo it a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good. Now, here's something that I didn't add on her old model. This railing that runs all the way over, which is in the Railway Series, but I don't think well, actually I did do it, but it looked so bad, though. So that's why I redid So that's why I redid Victoria completely. So guys, let's move on to our last items, which are some freight cars and some other cars. So let's move on. Alright guys, finally we're here to look at a few items. So if I move these over here we got my two troublesome trucks and an Arsdale and my Arsdale cars. However, I only updated the bigger ones, so I'll move this small one over here, but I'll also move the big one over here because we're going to talk about these troublesome trucks first. So I think I'll move the small one over to the side and let's talk about the big one. Now, I will say, like Mallard and like Mallard, the Sacred of Arsdale, and a little bit of Victoria, I gave these two troublesome trucks a complete overhaul because their paint was chipping, and also the paint didn't look as good. I painted the two troublesome trucks in a lighter gray color. I redid all the lining. Well, I redid all the details, redid the buffers, and redid everything. I even got into the tiniest of corners. Same with this one too. So I think I did pretty good on these two troublesome trucks. And I thought I'd have more to say on these, but I guess that's basically it. So let's move them out of the way. Let's move in this Arsdale ballast car. I redid the Arsdale on each side. And I redid the whole top. And then over here, I really didn't redo anything, except I gave extra details like a ladder to climb up, and then a little, like, turn thing to release the ballast. Same on this side. So, yeah. And this ballast car, I really didn't do anything to. I only did to this one. So, yeah, guys, those are my cars. So, let me just put these back here, and let me bring all the items into the frame of the shot. Well, guys, there you have it. All of my updated customs that I've updated over the past few months, like when I updated my engines. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed these updated customs, and tell me down in the comment sections which one was your favorite. And also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see all new upcoming videos. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel, Useful Engine 11 Productions. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram to see any projects I'm doing. So yeah, without further said, I'm Useful Engine 11 signing out. Take care, and I'll make sure to see you all next time. And make sure to tune in for what's to come up next. I guess since it has to deal with customs, but I'm not going to say any more than that. Otherwise, I'll spoil the next few videos. Well, guys, anyways, I'll see you all next time. Like I said, this is Useful Engine 11, signing out. Take care, everyone.